I have an image of her in my mind which I cannot erase. She was in a plain dress, hung loosely on her frail body. She was barefoot and her hair was tangled. She looked like one of those photos you see on posters of organizations asking for money for helping third world children. But she had the face of an angel. And I'm sorry if I get a little emotional, but this is a real story.
The condor rises to the sky on the Coca Canyon's thermal breath, like a mystic spirit surveying an ancient land. Her 11-foot wings barely move as she hugs the wind, patrolling the valley in search of lost souls. The whisper of flight turns to a high-pitched whine as she hurtles earthward, coming to rest silently, hovering over a person in need of magic. In the midst of this ancient, romantic landscape, there is another extreme. Invisible agents who are waging war on the tiny bodies of Highland children, literally destroying their futures. Some simply die, forced to catch a ride on the back of the Quechua myth, which says that condors transport recently departed souls to heaven. Who will save these children? In November 2014, Dr. James Gallagher and his translator Richard Miller were boarding their bus in the Laurie Town Square when they came face to face with a forlorn little girl on the edge of the canyon where the condor rules. There was no time to help, but Dr. Gallagher snapped a photo. Her unforgettable image, framed by the bus's departing window, became a grain of sand in their minds, an omen for the future. The Quechua Benefit Team, fueled by the men's haunting memory, used Dr. Gallagher's snapshot to spend the better part of 2 years finding this little girl from Laurie. In 2016, Richard Miller returned to Laurie and visited the girl, who we came to know as Siomera. She lived off a side street and down an alley near the square. Siomera's parents, Yola and Julio, agreed to have their 11 children examined by Dr. Rosado. Lab results showed that they all had parasites, and several had the companion disease anemia. Each child was treated. The Quechua Benefit Team has identified the primary enemy of Peru's Highland children. Worms are the predators, cold-blooded killers. They penetrate the skin or they are ingested in contaminated food or water. After a week-long journey through the victim's bloodstream, they attach themselves to the intestines, often growing to 12 inches in length, devouring 25% of the daily nutrition consumed by their victims. They cause internal bleeding, fatigue, anemia, and malnutrition. A mature worm lays 250,000 eggs a day. The tragic irony is that for 2 cents per child, these deadly parasites can be eradicated with just 2 albendazole pills a year. According to the World Health Organization, deworming is the #1 most cost-effective method to improve children's learning. It restores cognitive function and increases school attendance. In Peter Singer's new book, The Most Good You Can Do, he cites randomized control studies which determined that for every $100 spent on treating parasites in 500 children, they will collectively attend a total of 13.9 additional years of school. Quechua Benefit intends to deworm hundreds of thousands of children through a strategic plan to address this endemic tragedy by enlisting 2 experts, Dr. Jose Mascara and Dr. Juan Rosado. Dr. Mascara is a worldwide expert who is credited with dramatically reducing intestinal parasites from the entire population of Ecuador.
Quechua Benefit not only have the organization and trust in the community to cover the 40,000 people in the Coca Valley, but also cover millions of people
Dr. Rosado is the longtime director of Quechua Benefit's domestic medical missions in Peru. He is currently in charge of the Central Health Clinic in Cayay, where he supervises 6 clinics in the Coca Valley. This team led Quechua Benefit's first Healthy Communities campaign. Parasite infestation is closely correlated with anemia. 1 of 3 children in the Coca Valley have chronic iron deficiency anemia, which, among other things, decreases children's IQ by an average of 6 points. After the parasites are dead and the bleeding is stopped, anemia treatment with iron pills takes 3 to 6 weeks. Community education is at the heart of Quechua Benefit's 5-year plan. The Healthy Communities team is hosting public awareness seminars about parasite transmission, anemia symptoms, and nutrition in each Coca Valley town. Our comprehensive database ensures that no one will be left behind. This story began with Richard Miller and Dr. Gallagher's concern for one little girl in the small community of Lari.
Peru is 46 million persons. You may cover whatever you like because you have the experience, you know how to work with the community. You can do it.
Quechua Benefit believes there is a star in the sky for every child in Peru. With your help, we will reach up and touch millions of these sparkling diamonds with love.